Do Bo Nix haters need to eat some humble pie? Will?
Yeah, I've made it quite adamant that I'm not a Bo Nix fan. I think he's tremendously overrated. I understand that he's extremely accurate within 30 yards, but that's about it. And I think if we can get up like the stats in terms of like his deep throws and how
But
like anything over 30
when
yards.
you said 30, funny. So in this game, Bo Nix 25 for 36, 216 yards, didn't get a touchdown in the air, but got his long was of 31 yards, right?
Yeah.
But when you combine that with him on the ground, 9 carries for 47 yards, and a touchdown. Those were bits of his, like, for me, a person that doesn't watch really much college football at all. Would you said that Bo Nix was a dual threat?
No, I'm not going to give him that.
Would you? You wouldn't have said he was a dual threat, right?
He ran like a beached whale, Dilly. Like he saw a gap, he was able to get it, but he's not.
He's not quick, right?
I think he got away with it because the defense wasn't necessarily expecting him to take out and run and reach. Like he didn't look good doing it. That's all I'm saying. He got the yards because they were there. The defense,
a 22-yard run in this game.
Most defenses are like, yeah, he's not gonna dare run it. Like, because if he does, he's gonna get clotheslined. So I think this was a situation where if you do what the defense is not expecting, that's not in their game plan. You haven't historically shown in the NFL that you're gonna run the ball with your feet. Like 5 yards here and there, maybe just to get out of bounds, but no one's expecting you to get vertical and try and split linebackers. I don't think they expected that. And like I said, most of that happened a few times, and then it was shut down because after that they were like, and you know how defenders are. If a QB runs the ball and gets like a fair amount of yardage, most defenders are like, if I see you do that again, if linebackers are like, if I see you do that again, I'm not hesitating. I'm coming downhill, and that's usually when that stops. Sean Payton is an offensive mind, so he'll always put Bo Nix in a position to succeed. Cortland Sutton had an okay game, not great, but if you look at the receptions to actual yards, 7 receptions for 68, that's explosive. This is going to be an offense that's pretty much built on yak yards. I want to stop praising the Denver Broncos here because it's starting to sound like that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to.
No, we do need to praise them on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
On the defensive side of the ball, they kept a lid on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They didn't allow them to run. Like Rachaad White, 6 carries for 17 yards. Bucky Irving, had the better, obviously he had 9 carries for 70 yards, but they kept a lid on everyone pretty much in this one. Godwin had the 1 touchdown, but Mike Evans pretty much wasn't in the game. 2 catches for 17 yards. And the majority of the targets were Godwin and Otton.
7 sacks.
And
You've got to take that into account.
They sacked Baker 7 times in this game.
That's at least got to account for it. I reckon that's easily a score and a half. That's easily a score and a half just on those sacks alone.
But they won by 19 points in this one.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in Denver, where the altitude is an issue sometimes.
Yeah. Part of me wants to say this is more of a case of the the Buccaneers not showing up, because I think they'll sort things out. They're a well-run organization. They've got all the pieces in place. They can play better than this. They can at least put up at least 20 points to match. This was one of those games where I think Sean Payton had a plan. Defensively, they had a plan, and they knew what they were going to try and aim to do. Like I say, most defenses try and take away one thing that your team does really well, and if they can do that, then they can kind of control the tempo of the game. Still, 7 sacks though, that is an astronomical amount. Baker Mayfield was running out there. That's a lot of pressure.
If you look at it, they haven't run the ball particularly well this year, Max. Like, they've been getting between 70 and 100, 110 yards on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the passing game, this was by far their worst performance. obviously. Well, it's not by far, but they just about got over the Detroit Lions, but the defensive side of the ball held up their end of the bargain. Against Commanders, they blew them away, but Commanders' pass defense isn't great, and they gashed them. In this one, Denver Broncos, defensively, we think they're pretty strong, actually, despite what the offense can do. And I know we're giving a lot of props to Nix because there are people who don't think he's going to be cut out. But a joking comment came into one of my group chats saying, "So is Bo Nix the number one QB out of the 2024 draft?" Just as a wind up because all the others aren't. Nobody seems to be nobody's performing the way that. Well, Nix has been performing the way you've expected him to, but in this one he didn't. Yeah. It's a fun question. It's a fun way of putting it. But Nix shut up some haters this week, but whether he can continue on doing that, let's actually see.